Howdy, man. It's Howdy. Go back to the channel. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't check out the last video, make sure you checking out my past videos. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and like too. I know y'all fucking me over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Just show the love. You feel me? Today, reacting to a video by Everything Always. Breaking Marvel Studios casting Ghost Rider in the Avengers Doomsday cameo. I'm excited. Ghost Rider coming
What's
back.
going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires Now. If you somehow missed the bombshell breaking news from Variety last night, Marvel and Disney have officially delayed Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars to December of their respected years. So we're still getting Doomsday next year, Secret Wars in 2027. It's just that we're getting them 7 months later. And I think everyone who had a take last night had basically the same take.
If y'all ain't check out my last video, make sure y'all check it out. I talked about why they delayed it and why it's a good thing that they did delay it on the date that they said they were going to delay it too. You know what I'm saying?
It was probably going to be the case always. They didn't have enough time to shoot these movies. And on top of that, it's a good thing because it gives them more time to cook. Well, what got buried was another huge bombshell story yesterday because it sounds like cooking is exactly what Marvel Studios is doing. And that came from a trusted industry insider where we're getting a brand new and beloved Marvel character in the very next Avengers film. We're breaking it all.
We still getting Ryan Gosling, bro. I'm actually glad Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider now. And the reason why is because I watched this movie and I believe it was him. If y'all ain't seen the movie, go watch the movie The Gray Man. That was probably one of the best movies I've seen in a minute. I'm not gonna lie. And Ryan Gosling, I didn't know he was. I ain't never really watched a lot of his movies, or at least I ain't never noticed him in the movies I did watch. But bro, in that movie, he was putting hands and feet on people. You know what I'm saying? And if he gonna be doing somewhat similar to that with the Ghost Rider powers, bro, I'm all for it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually glad Ryan Gosling is still, I guess, the front runner to take this role, especially because Nicolas Cage, he's doing Spider-Man Noir, which is why I think he's not going to do Ghost Rider, because he's going to be Spider-Man Noir.
All down where this came from and what they exactly said about Ghost Rider joining the MCU before the end of the multiverse saga. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button, guys, thanks to everyone who's been helping grow the channel and the community. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would just kindly invite you to do so. It's the #1 thing you can do to support us as content creators here at the channel. Plus, it enters you for the giveaways if you want. Stick around to the end of the video. We get into that giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this latest story broke in the last 24 hours, but pretty much got buried by the huge news last night, and it comes from trusted industry insider Jeff Snyder. Now, you guys may be familiar with him from his own editorial, The Insider, but he's been rather ubiquitous over the last 2 years with Marvel Scoops over on the Hot Mike podcast. That's where he dropped this bit of knowledge, and again, this is the same guy who nailed Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom 2 months before Marvel Studios announced it. So take that as you will, but at least some of his sources are in the know, and he revealed yesterday that Marvel Studios is currently casting for Ghost Rider, and then went on to say, quote,
so they're okay, now I'm confused a little bit. So they're currently casting, but Ryan Gosling is the front runner. But who else are they thinking about casting for Ghost Rider? I hope bro tell us.
That's for Doomsday. I'm hearing Ghost Rider is going to be in Doomsday. Now, a lot of the casting rumors we've heard in the last couple of months, specifically for the X-Men, but other things as well. In Marvel, a lot of the genesis point for this is Jeff Snyder, but there is another industry insider who is extremely active when it comes to casting grids and those sort of leaks, and that's Daniel RPK. So I'm not saying we're giving any less reverence to what Jeff Snyder is saying, but if we also see Daniel RPK in the next couple of weeks talking about a Ghost Rider casting grid, well, then it'll be a lot more believable. For now, we're going to take him at his word that they're currently casting for the character, and the only name in Hollywood that's really thrown his name in the ring to play the Ghost Rider character was Ryan Gosling. Back almost 2 years ago when he was rumored to be playing the Nova character and asked about that in an interview, he said he had no idea, but that the character he'd like to play was Ghost Rider. And then 2 months after that, when Kevin Feige was told about that quote at a red carpet interview, he said that if Ryan Gosling wanted a place in the universe, they would find one for him. Well, now fast forward 2 years later, and apparently Ghost Rider...
So, hey, look, I've been asleep on Ryan Gosling. You know what I'm saying? I've been asleep on, bro. I'm telling you, after watching that movie, The Gray Man, bro, I got a whole new perspective on, bro. I really like, bro, movies. Now I'm really looking forward to seeing what else he gonna be doing. You know what I'm saying? Action-wise, I'm not gonna lie. I want to see him do more action stuff. Because he was very good in that movie, bro. And the fact that the MCU is like, bro, we will make room. We will find space. We will create a superhero if we have to. if he really wants to be a part of this team.
Is ready to make his debut, and it'll be interesting to see if Gosling, who's really working on a Star Wars movie right now with Disney, is also interested in joining the MCU the way that Pedro Pascal is doing over time as both the Mandalorian and obviously as Reed Richards. Now, the introduction of Ghost Rider for Secret Wars is kind of like a really cool add-on, but we already knew Ghost Rider's introduction for the MCU was imminent. Regardless of how Blade has been put on pause or they haven't been able to get things straight, one thing has remained, that a Midnight Suns project is still in the works and being eyed for the next saga, meaning eventually when we get to the Midnight Suns, Ghost Rider would obviously find a way onto this roster. And so Marvel Studios may be thinking ahead here and saying, look, if we know we're introducing Ghost Rider somewhere down the road, why don't we go ahead and get him involved for Secret Wars? Now, obviously this means the omission of
we finally switched
Cage's Ghost Rider, and I know about every 6 months some rumor pops up.
That is a question I gotta ask though. Are they gonna copy, like not copy, but are they gonna like finish the storyline from Nicolas Cage's? Because remember, the last thing we saw was him having the blue flames, at least from the live action prospect. You know what I'm saying? I mean, aspect of it. He had blue flames, bro. So I'm wondering, Ryan Gosling gonna be like a new version of Ghost Rider, like a variant or something, or are they gonna finish the storyline from Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider? That's what I want to know.
That Nicolas Cage would be returning to reprise his role as Ghost Rider for Avengers Secret Wars, and I don't blame anybody who buys into that, because obviously we've seen a lot of these actors returning, and we're continuing to. That's the whole theme here of the multiverse saga is, hey, look who's back in the role as a superhero. But when it comes to Nick Cage's Ghost Rider, he's pretty busy already shooting Spider-Man Noir's live action thing over on Amazon. He has other stuff in the works. I do not see him coming back as Ghost Rider. Rather, this is one of those instances where Marvel Studios is going to look to the new and early on, where we'll get older Fox versions of the X-Men characters, and recent rumors have said we will not see any new X-Men castings during the multiverse saga. That's all for after the fact. This is a totally different thing. Ghost Rider's a one-off that could end up on the Midnight Suns or in the future of the MCU down the road. My guess here is that wherever the story has led them so far, they found a really good use for a character, or specifically Ghost Rider's character, and well, they own the rights. They can do whatever they want. Why not throw some of these new superheroes into Doomsday? Now, as we've talked...
See, I'm kind of glad. I think Ghost Rider is going to be like the introduction for the Midnight Suns, bro. And if so, bro, I'm so happy. That means all these dope Blade coming back. What's the name? Moonlight is gonna be there, bro. We finna get some crazy characters coming, bro. If they really are trying to use Ghost Rider as like the introduction to Midnight Suns and the Avengers movies, bro, and they saying he making a cameo in Avengers Doomsday, so that means he's not gonna be on screen for too long. He might get like a 10-minute, you know, in all, he might get 10-minute screen time. You know what I mean? He probably won't be doing too much. But I do wonder, how are they going to bring him in, though? Is he going to come in and help Spider-Man fight off one of those? Because you remember, I think if he going to make a cameo, it should be in Spider-Man 4. Now that I think about it. I mean, Avengers Doomsday, yeah. But I just don't see how they going to bring him in Avengers Doomsday. I can see... Yeah, this is hard, bro. How would they bring him in, bro? Because I would say he should go into Spider-Man 4. Spider-Man is fighting all them villains like bro said. He gonna need help. So I'm thinking maybe there's a way they could bring Ghost Rider in there if they bring a Mayday Parker in there. If they say Mayday Parker gonna come in from another universe, maybe they could bring in Ghost Rider from that same way. You know, he probably from the same universe as her or something. Who knows? But I really want to know, how are they gonna bring him in when they haven't showed him in so long, bro?
About this at the channel before.
Like the
Russos were always very cautious to sort of wade into the cameo for the sake of cameos. Yes, these are the guys who introduced both Spider-Man and Black Panther to the MCU and Civil War in the same film, but there were a lot of instances in Infinity War and Avengers Endgame when characters were considered, like the Living Tribunal, and they just went away from that. They didn't just throw Adam Warlock or Silver Surfer in the mix for the sake of it. They kept it pretty much already involved.
I think the person who played Adam Warlock, bro, is probably the best person to play.
the story of the characters that
I
we
feel
had
like
leading
he's
up
a
to
real
that.
funny
And yeah,
character,
we may
bro.
have seen the odd one-off like Eitri the dwarf, but that doesn't mean we were going to ever see Ghost Rider or Silver Surfer or Eternity or the Living Tribunal. We would see those characters later in the MCU, but the Russos didn't just cast them in for the sake of it. I'm thinking their thinking is the same here. Remember, this casting announcement just for the first round was already the most mind-blowing thing you can imagine. Trying to write dialogue and a meaningful story for this many characters is already a trick. I am just a little shocked that they would even wade into brand new characters, but that also leads to the fun of it all, and I think that fans are expecting this to be a different experience. So again, while it already seems like a full enough house with all the characters they've got and have yet to...
I know a lot of people was excited when Marshall Ali came out and people figured out he's gonna play Blade. Everybody was probably happy, like, fine, we getting Blade to come back. No matter who it is, we just happy Blade come back. And then they canceled the shit. Man, bro.
Be announced that we know are coming for these films. Throwing in some new characters too is super exciting, and I can't wait to see the names they end up locking down for these roles, because in some cases, say like a new Ghost Rider casting, that's going to be for the future of the MCU, presumably the next 10 or so years. And while I really wonder what Mahershala Ali would be thinking about all of this if his Blade isn't involved in these two films, but Ghost Rider, who hasn't been sitting on the sidelines for 5 years, gets cast and then gets featured in both of them, but that is a great way to...
Bro, that's exactly what, bro. I'm like, how you gonna bring Ghost Rider back when he ain't been on screen in so long? But you ain't gonna bring Blade, bro. When we just seen him in Deadpool and Wolverine. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that is crazy. But like I said, this could be Ghost Rider. Maybe Ghost Rider coming in first is the best way to go about the story. Maybe they have something cooking up where they like, trust me, they gonna like when Ghost Rider come in and how he ends up bringing Blade in with him or something like that. You know what I mean? So maybe they got something cooking up, but it is a little weird how they talking about bringing in him first and not Blade, bro. When we just seen him in Deadpool and Wolverine, that's crazy as hell, bro.
Add a lot of backstory and value to a character in Ghost Rider, presumably to add that value to the Midnight Suns team-up movie down the road. And I know Blade has been stalled out as long as it has been, reportedly canceled, reportedly paused. Until Mahershala Ali officially walks away from the project has a chance. If and when Mahershala Ali officially walks away from that project, well, then we'll have a different discussion in that video. In the meantime, who should play Ghost Rider? You like Ryan Gosling for the role, or do you have a different actor in mind? And no, we don't know which version of Ghost Rider, which of course might inform the actor, but we'll have to wait and see in that case. In any case, if it's any of the versions, you guys let me know who the actor should be. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. All right.
Hey, man, so who y'all think? I honestly think Ryan Gosling is the perfect role after watching The Gray Man. Like I'm telling you, bro, go watch The Gray. If you don't think Ryan Gosling should play Ghost Rider, go watch the movie The Gray Man. And I guarantee you it might change your mind.